It's the 88th minute of the World Cup final, 0-0. Germany's star striker has been on the field for almost 90 minutes. He's exhausted. Argentina's defense has been studying him this whole time, adapting to him. And then Joachim Löw makes a decision that looks insane. He sends on a 22-year-old substitute, a player Argentina barely knows. Everyone watching thinks, why would you risk this? But here's the thing. It wasn't courage. It wasn't luck. There's mathematics hidden inside Löw's decision. Today, we're revealing the pattern that explains not just this substitution, but why unknowns beat proven options in hiring, investing, and AI. It's called the Gittins Index, and once you see it, you'll start seeing it everywhere. Let me set the scene. The Maracanã Stadium in Brazil, 2014. Germany versus Argentina. For 88 minutes, nothing. No goals, no breakthroughs. Both teams cancel each other out. Why? Because they're too smart. By the 88th minute, Argentina's defense has something incredibly valuable. 88 minutes of real data on how Germany attacks. They know where Müller drifts. They know Klose's weaknesses, especially because he's 36 and tired. They've watched Ozil's patterns. They've learned to counter everything Germany tries. This isn't ignorance. This is adaptation. This is learning. Germany's problem is simple. The players they've used all game are no longer a mystery. The information advantage flipped. Germany is now predictable. So Löw needs a substitution. Who? You'd think a striker with a track record, someone proven. Instead, he brings on Mario Götze, 22 years old, marginalized in the tournament, hasn't started a knockout game. By most measures, the riskier choice. But is it? Here's what changes everything. Information is an asset, and assets decay. The longer you watch a player, the more you understand them, the more you adapt, the more their patterns become predictable. By 88 minutes, every German starter is less valuable to Löw than before. Not worse players, but the information about them is stale. Argentina has optimized against it. Götze doesn't carry that weight. Yes, Argentina has studied him before, but in this match, against this defense, on this field, Götze brings something fresh. Different energy, different positioning, different attack angles. To a defense that spent 88 minutes adapting to Germany's known plays, Götze is new information. He's not unknown because he hasn't been scouted. He's unknown because his data is fresher, less adapted to, less optimized against. This is the shift. When pattern matching runs out, when you've adapted to all the known options, the unknown doesn't become risky. It becomes optimal. This intuition isn't new. But in the 1970s, a mathematician named John Gittins formalized it. He asked a simple question. When should you explore something new versus stick with what works? He discovered a principle so clean it shows up everywhere. Imagine you're at a casino, 2 slot machines. Machine A, you know it pays out exactly 70% of the time. Proven, reliable, expected value, 0.70. Machine B, you've never played it. Unknown. What's its expected value? Most people would play Machine A. You know what you get. But Gittins proved something different. Machine B is worth more than Machine A, even though you don't know what it pays. Why? Because pulling the unknown machine teaches you something. If it works, you found a gold mine. If not, you learn that too. Either way, you gain information. The option value of reducing uncertainty is real. The Gittins Index quantifies it. An unknown machine with 0 wins and 0 losses has an index value of about 0.7029. It beats Machine A's reliable 0.70. Small difference? Yes. But here's where it gets powerful. The longer your time horizon, what mathematicians call geometric discounting, the more valuable information becomes. If you're playing these machines today, and next week, and next month, Understanding the unknown machine becomes increasingly valuable. At higher discount rates, where the future matters as much as the present, exploration value explodes. The unknown becomes so valuable that exploring beats exploiting. Always. That's exactly what Löw did in the 88th minute. He didn't exploit the known, he explored the unknown. This doesn't just apply to casinos or football. The Gittins principle shows up everywhere. First, hiring. You're building a team. Two options. One has a 5-year track record, proven performance. You know exactly what you're getting. The other is someone you don't know well. Maybe 2 years in, decent potential, but unproven. Your instinct is to hire the proven person. But Gittins says something else. The information about the proven person is used up. You've seen their capabilities. You know their limits. The unproven person carries exploration value. You don't yet know what they can do. And in a long-term team, understanding that person reduces uncertainty and has real value. Second, AI and recommender systems. YouTube gets a new user, 0 viewing history, no data. What should YouTube recommend? The statistically average video that everyone watches? That's exploitation. YouTube knows that will be safe. Or should YouTube show them diverse things, including recommendations that seem unexpected? That's exploration. Each recommendation teaches YouTube something about this user. Over time, understanding this specific person becomes incredibly valuable. YouTube actually implements this principle in its recommendation system. The algorithm explores deliberately with new users, testing unexpected suggestions because information is valuable. Third, investing. You can invest in a proven, mature company. It has revenue, it has a business model. You know what you're getting. Or you invest in a young startup with unknown potential, unproven technology, a team that might fail. The proven company is exploitation. The startup is exploration. Venture capitalists bet on startups not out of hope, but because information asymmetry creates value. If the startup works, you've discovered something. If not, you've learned. Either way, the information is worth the cost. Fourth, your own career. When you've mastered something, when you know all the patterns, when you've optimized as far as it goes, that's when innovation matters most. Because at that point, exploitation is saturated. Exploration becomes the only path forward that creates new value. So here's what changes when you understand Gittins. You stop seeing unknowns as inherently risky. You see them as informative. You stop treating exploration as the opposite of rational. You see it as optimal when patterns have exhausted. Löw didn't calculate the Gittins Index. He didn't need to. His intuition followed it. That intuition, to explore the unknown when the known had been fully optimized against, changed the match. 113 minutes. Extra time. Mario Götze gets the ball on the left. He controls it. Then he strikes it with his left foot. A half volley. It curls into the far corner. Germany 1, Argentina 0. World Cup 1. This wasn't luck. This was Gittins in action. When all known patterns exhaust, when you've adapted to everything, the unexplored option is mathematically the only rational choice. Löw didn't know Gittins, but he knew something deeper. Information has value. Fresh information is more valuable than stale adaptation. He trusted that intuition. The world remembers that decision. But here's what this raises. When do you stop exploring and commit? The Gittins Index tells you when exploration is optimal. But what about the flip side? When do you stop searching, stop trying new things, and exploit what you found? That's the optimal stopping rule. And it's even stranger than Gittins.